If we take a close look at Star Wars Episodes 7, 8, and 9, also known as The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker, we can see that a lot of fans have had issues with each and every movie in different ways. Now, the thing about this, of course, is that we have new Star Wars movies and TV shows in the early development phase that's going to be a part of this new universe as we go throughout this entire decade of the 2020s. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Star Wars is that, yes, this entire franchise was created by George Lucas back in 1977. I mean, nobody should ever really forget that if it weren't for George, we wouldn't have Star Wars, period. We would not have the originals, we wouldn't even have the prequels, we wouldn't have the video games and other forms of media out there for the Star Wars franchise. Now, as we look at what Disney is trying to do, they are now in a phase of damage control. And the meaning to all of this is because of the box office results, right? Now, I don't know if you guys have been examining the box office results, but those results came nowhere near as close to The Last Jedi's, worldwide speaking. And that really does speak volumes to a lot of fans out there. Now that Disney and Lucasfilm are really trying to respect the fans, and they're really trying to pave way for a better route for Star Wars, a better future for this brand, if you will, throughout this decade, it's going to be very interesting to see how it's all going to unfold. Now, with that being said, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new Star Wars universe. It's explained that both Disney and Lucasfilm are going through major changes in order to create a better future for Star Wars in general. However, it's noted that Disney has multiple plans in place in order to make things right for the fans, where it's explained that behind the scenes, Disney is very sorry and regretful of how they betrayed George Lucas with the sequel trilogy movies, and especially The Rise of Skywalker with many of his scenes that were cut from the film, where it's noted that Disney is dealing with great regret after witnessing the box office results that not even came close to The Last Jedi's results, worldwide speaking. It's explained that as a way to make it up to the fans, they have George Lucas heavily involved with the new Star Wars universe, and especially with the Kenobi TV series, given that Ewan McGregor is back, and that they know that George knows Ewan best as Obi-Wan Kenobi and how he should act. It's explained that Disney is sorry for how they made some terrible decisions with The Last Jedi and with The Rise of Skywalker, and even abandoned some of the ideas by George Lucas that he proposed for Episode 7 that were completely put to the wayside, of how, for example, George originally wanted Luke to be a main character in Episode 7. It's noted that Disney is doing everything that they can in order to respect the fans moving forward by including George with the new Star Wars projects. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this to me sounds more like Disney is more so sorry with how they did not make as much revenue or as much money on the latest Star Wars film. But I could be wrong. You know, this could very well be a genuine phase of them feeling very sorry about what they did, of how they betrayed George, and how they're feeling a lot of regret right now. Now, of course, it only makes the job harder, because you have this fan base that's divided. How in the world do you reunite the fans? How do you really do that, right? Obviously, The Mandalorian Season 2, the Kenobi TV series, etc. on Disney Plus is the first big step before they move ahead to the new Star Wars films and other TV shows. The Clone Wars Season 7 seems to be doing pretty well, but the only thing that does bother me with the Clone Wars is that they are censoring some of the older material that's unfinished or partially, that was actually developed. A lot of that is being censored as we speak, so I'm sure that you guys have heard about that story. But everything related to George Lucas, like I said, the fact that he's now heavily involved with many of the projects in the early development phase, and how they are looking to resurrect George Lucas's original TV series that was actually called Star Wars Underworld, and how they want to recreate that. I believe that leaked footage that we got a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, I should say, I think that was all done on purpose, because they're actually looking at restoring that TV show behind the scenes. Now, when we look at George Lucas, obviously he had a lot of issues with The Rise of Skywalker. It's one of the main reasons as to why he, of all people, did not even appear at the premiere for the movie. He was nowhere to be found, and it was a big story. A lot of people were very surprised about that, very shocked about that. And it does speak volumes. It does. It just tells us that, yes, you know, a lot of fans really do have problems with these Star Wars movies. Even, of course, the man himself, George Lucas. Now, I'm not one to say that I hated The Rise of Skywalker completely. There are scenes in there that I love and that I hate. That's the best way to describe the movie experience for me, in my own opinion here. So, with that being said, guys, like I say, do you think that this is a proper way to respect the fans by bringing back George Lucas, if it is only in the form of desperation? Let me know what you think about that below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.